Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with some more exciting StarCraft. With me today is F equals MA. What is up, man? I am really looking forward to. Everybody pretty much knows SpeCial at this point. It's all about his opponent as well, been making a big waves recently. So this is going to be an exciting matchup. And just letting you guys know, this is co-sponsored with Cosmos Gaming's. Or, if I recall, they're a temporary home for SpeCial part time. Indeed, and I am happy to get these games started in just a second here. We're going to find out our first map. So, just kind of going over the format here. This is going to be a best of 9 show match versus these players. And what will happen is start out with a pre-selected map, and after that, it will go to choice. So the kind of thing about that sort of style is that it does allow a kind of a comeback mechanic essentially, because you can go to a map that you're much more comfortable after a loss, and it's really just that much easier to kind of get into your game, get into your zone, and just kind of keep things there. Yeah, do you know why that is? It's because I am an idiot and I do not know how a mute button works. So
It's
guys,
totally fine.
he has been talking. This is F equals MA. Why don't you introduce yourself again?
I think you nailed it. Nailed it there. Just everybody in chat, just assume that I was saying the most profound and thought-provoking things possible. So
Yeah, it just brought tears to my eyes that his
yeah.
first introduction. I'm so sorry, guys. But
Thank you, chat, for catching that.
yeah, one of these days I'm gonna figure out how different audio channels work, and it's gonna be beautiful. Just going to be like the heavens open up. But until then,
Well, you're steps ahead of me right now. I just have to I'm like, all right, we're gonna play this thing, and I'm just gonna like mute them through Discord, and then I'll do some weird juggling there. So getting channels set up within I don't know if you're using OBS or Streamlabs, but whichever. definitely getting it working.
So we're just waiting on the games to actually get started here. Looks like
Mhm.
there's a little actually do the hosting.
Yeah. All right, cool. Looks like we are getting in here shortly. Hopefully, it looks like, yeah, person's getting ready to make it now. All right.
All right, so yeah, like we were saying, this is a best of 9 show match. Both of these guys are going to battle it out, and like we said, we're gonna pick the first map. We're just gonna go with let's go with Nightshade. You know, that's a
Yeah,
nice, easy map to kind of smooth in. And also,
sure.
just a quick uh, uh, change here. I do apologize. It's not Cosmos Gaming. It is Cosmos Esports.
Esports.
Uh, uh, it's amazing. I think this is the fastest I've ever gotten fact checked in a cast.
We got a whole group of people on the back end supporting us to make sure that we're doing it right, I guess. Oh,
Oh.
okay. Oh, it looks like we you got a remake on a different server here, and we'll be able to climb in.
Oh. All right. We're gonna get started eventually. It's gonna happen.
Just you wait. We're just building up suspense, getting the audience ready. They're on the edge of their seat, just like hoping, like, oh, is it gonna go? We're going into the game.
There we go. All right.
All right, looks like both players are ready, so let's rock and roll.
All right, this is gonna be epic, guys. I know you guys are just as excited as we are. So, enough talking. Let us get straight to the action as soon as they load in. Eventually.
Now I've got like the buffer right while we wait. So okay, looks like we're in here.
Yes, we are. So, if you want to start things off, why don't you introduce the guy down here?
Yeah, of course. Spawning in the bottom right-hand side of Nightshade is your Alpha X Blue Protoss player, none other than Zoun.
Been making sounds in this, I bet. And his opponent from Cosmo Esports, it is SpeCial. Really, this guy is a man of 1,000 faces. He has had so many different monikers, and I think he's really hit his stride with the SpeCial moniker. He's had his most successes, I feel, and honestly, it's just really cool to see how far he's come from those early days of
Yeah.
of being like major.
Yeah, Major. Let's see, like the ones that come to mind. There's like Major. There's like Kitty. I think he played as Terran at one point, but yeah, I think like you're saying, he's been doing really well. Of
Turn
course,
right now.
yeah. Well, his name was in fact Terran. But yeah, doing a great job. And okay, we're starting to get a little bit of harass here. Oh, is
That's actually going pretty far. SpeCial
Probes?
waiting for the
Probes
very last
ambitious.
second.
Yeah. Almost.
So no, this is just a pretty standard scout here from Zoun. He's not doing anything too crazy just yet. Remember, guys, this is the potential for a very long series, so you do not want to throw out the cheese early on. Otherwise, you know, you're going to be caught with your pants down because SpeCial, he's the kind of guy you can't cheese twice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely wait till the opportune moment. You know, play a couple of games of macro very standard style, and then mix it up so that he doesn't see it coming. Because if he's expecting it, I think you're right. He'll be able to shut it down, no problem.
Honestly, I don't think Nightshade's really going to be the map for that anyway. You know, it's a much
Oh, of course not.
it's a much
Yeah.
larger map. So one of the big things is you do mobility. That does kind of favor Protoss a little bit if you can get out there. But
Yeah,
I mean, overall, this larger map just really makes for those interesting games.
yeah. As we see, our protest player is choosing to go for the Stargate, and I think that's a pretty wise opening. I mean, talking about this map specifically. Oh, okay. SpeCial trying to get a little bit of cheese here, dropping a proxy star port on the other side of the map, but Probe scouts it immediately, forcing it to cancel. What I was going to say though is the third bases on this map. It's really interesting. Both of them have these kind of ledges that are very abusable in terms of, yeah, a medevac full of Marines can hit the third, start dropping as soon as the army moves around the terrain there. They just immediately pick up and go right to the mineral line of the natural. If they take the kind of northern third, and if they take the southern third, they can go straight into the main. So having the air units to kind of keep, you know, some Phoenix to keep the medevacs from bouncing in and around is pretty strong.
Nice as well, but he's got to have enough at home as well. Currently, it's about 3 adepts, which might be enough to shut this down, honestly. But it's really just going to kind of force Zoun to stay back and defend against this. The Phoenix helping out a lot as well by picking up those Hellions. No real focus fire on these adepts just yet, so not really lost here for Zoun. And, you know, that obviously wasn't something that was going to kill his opponent. I mean, if you die by that amount of units, then you probably should not be doing in a show match against SpeCial. But these Hellions actually doing some okay little harassment here now that the Adepts are actually moving across the map for some harassment of their own.
Yeah, we're going to see 3 probes fall, but the real question is, will these Adepts be able to return fire at all?
Oh, looks like they're not going to return fire in the main base, but they do kill off all of the Marines here, so it's pretty much this one lone Viking. And, you know, it's actually able to hold its ground relatively well here. I don't think the Adepts have any bonus damage against it, but now those Phoenix coming in SpeCial is in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, I think it was really interesting SpeCial's choice to continue sending those Adepts up the ramp. Let's go ahead and we'll talk about that in a sec. We do have the lift coming down on that cycle, and SpeCial is on top of the production, and that's going to do it. Or Zoun, excuse me, is on top of SpeCial's production, and that's going to do it. Zoun takes game number 1.
Yeah, a really solid start in this series. Now it is going to be SpeCial's choice of map.
We'll have to wait and see what is happening in terms of SpeCial's choice.
Then actually,
Yeah, I like it.
but yeah, I mean, we saw in that one that it was really difficult. Difficult once his stuck there.
Can you?
Yep,
Oh, sorry. There it is. Perfect.
Wrong.
I like saw it on the like I was watching on Twitch. I was like, oh, I see you pasted it. I was like, maybe I left the channel.
All sorts. All right, guys, it's a bit of a setup here. I'm software.
Nice. Ooh, I like the red shift in between. Like I have like the yellow one. That's the transition slide. That I'll have to talk to Sun Lily about it.
That one's
Makes sense. Makes sense. All right. Well, we do have game number 2 coming down here. Would you like to introduce the first player this time?
I would. So, taking a very solid game number 1, he is Alpha X's own Zoun.
And in the top right, looking to come back after that first game, representing Cosmos Esports, it is your Red Terran SpeCial.
Already. Lovely. Better there. Sound doesn't. A little bit farther away. Have these that are just slowing down, delay it is you quite heavily, and it's gonna be a while before you actually get. Now I don't think go too hard on this double actor Unreal, because I think what's exactly gonna happen. What is happen here? That factory. Now Zoun got some alarm bells ringing, putting that zealot kind of away. Now he's just gotta find out where this.
Okay, the probe does see it. I thought it was going to go right past. So I imagine we're going to see that Reaper hop out, and then probably, well, we'll see if he floats the barracks helm.
Yeah, more than likely. I really don't see any reason for him keep it here. Just a couple of Reapers. That's pretty nice, because you do need a Stalker or an Adept to kind of deal with that. The Zealot really just there to kind of force the focus fire away from those probes. Oh.
Zealot high-fiving that. Oh, is the probe going to get the kill? Oh, Stalker's going to finish it off. Thought that hero probe was going to land the coup de grace, finish off the Reaper, but Zealot taking all the limelight.
So now this Reaper is going to have to head on home. The factory is complete back at home, however, so a SpeCial. He's playing this out pretty safely, even getting that PC on the high ground to make sure that nothing is going to get canceled. That's a really nice move. Yeah, even that probe, he was going to try and stand on top of the depot.
Yeah, and let the Stalker get up, but not quite. Good reaction from SpeCial. Getting there, getting the wall raised in time.
And yeah, behind this, it's just going to be standard blink play out of Zoun. Right now, SpeCial, he's got a couple. Actually, is that only? Yeah, I could have sworn he had time for more than one Cyclone, but I may have been wrong.
Looks like, yeah, just the one popped out, and then he swapped it over so he could start getting the Banshee out. But the question is, will he be able to hold this? I think with Repair, he probably can. Repair is pretty strong.
Yeah, that's Zealot. Just taking a couple of hits here, and right now it's only been damaging the paint on these guys.
Yeah, I mean, taking a quick look at the units lost at this point, you know, we've lost one probe, and I think that was actually like the scouting probe versus like the 2 Reapers. So Zoun probably a little bit happier with how this game has started off. You know, currently up 6 workers, but that's par for the course in PvT, right? You know, Chrono Boost on the probes does let the Protoss player get ahead a little bit.
Indeed. Now,
Olympics.
Go
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say, it looked like SpeCial started a tech lab on this barracks and then canceled it, choosing to go for the reactor instead. I think that's probably good. He's got 2 other tech labs, so if he wants to later, he can, swap onto those. But getting more Marines out is probably a higher priority. Banshee not getting too much done here with the stalkers to shoot away.
He does have
Ooh.
cloak, so he is gonna save it for right now. Blink is now revealed.
Hmm.
One moment.
Yeah, we're figuring out how to get the audio resolved. Sorry about that, friends.
Yeah, it's essentially my fault, guys. I apologize for that. Brand new headset. It was a gift from a very awesome viewer, just like you guys, and essentially I was filling it with it today, but I am as far from audio savvy as can be. So we'll fix it after this game, just because we can't shut down the stream just yet. Fix it.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Banshee's gonna come in, start to get some damage, but one getting taken out.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice he came in there with the 2 Banshees. That's the magic number to just kill those probes without the shield battery saving them. But the Observer in position and those Blink Stalkers getting there, able to easily kill 1 Banshee, almost picking off the other. 1 Observer's just going to kind of tail it.
So now the big thing is you can't really get out of there with that Banshees. That's pretty much dead weight on your economy right now. Or not economy, but unit supply.
Unit supply, yeah. Okay, and at this point, Zoun's looking like he's going to move across the map. He's got the Prism. He's got his gates up. Currently, he's got, 8 warp gates? So this is looking like it's going to be the start of a pretty solid push here as he gets his 3rd base up and running.
A SpeCial trying to take a 3rd base of his own. And yeah, it's looking to be very difficult here. Only 3 Seas tanks here. They're getting some good shots off to those Stalkers. Taking a lot of damage, but it's just not enough. Zoun gets on top of everything, and he just absolutely decimates in these first couple of games. Now, guys, I'm going to end the stream for just 2 seconds here. There is no delay, so we are going to get right back to it. I just need to switch over to mono, apparently, for these new headphones. So we will be right back, guys. Really fast. Painless. I really hope that it's working now. But yeah, getting back into it. We are going to be going into an industry game number. This is once again SpeCial. And thank you for the back making sure it works. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. This was a really nice gift. Alpha Pro Series and other events from Alpha X, and apparently, like, it also depends on the person knowing what they're doing, which is definitely not going to be me anytime soon, unfortunately.
Well, we're getting it all set up. We're hitting our stride here, getting into game number 3 on Purity and Industry, and I think it's pretty solid.
Yeah, this has been an amazing series here. Zoun, he's not really taking any stumble. Oh, what just happened there?
Looks like, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yep, fixed them. Thank you, Mage. Are the hero. But also, guys, just like to remind you, it's SpeCial's birthday today. So we won't be doing a sing along here because hearing me sing is almost as bad as my audio issue. But but happy birthday to SpeCial. Playing on his birthday after doing a while.
Yeah, I caught a little bit of that birthday stream. I think Creighton Olsen rated him after the NA Rumble series earlier, so it's fun to kind of watch SpeCial for a minute.
What's even more fun and more special, this guy over here representing Cosmos is, hey boys,
and spawning in the top left-hand side of Purity and Industry. And this is actually pretty interesting. I'll tell you about the statistics on this map in a sec. We have Alpha X's red Protoss Zoun. So I was casting quite a bit, like, I don't know, end of last month, beginning of this month, and this map was coming up in a lot of PvTs. And I don't know how familiar you are with this map, but the industry side, right, this dark bottom side, um, has some Terran decals, little wraiths here. We can talk a little bit more about that, but let's talk actually about what SpeCial's doing.
Oh yeah, special. No, he's putting a few Terran decals of his own on the map, but he's just including the building to go along with it.
Yeah, love to see that SCV just kind of spray the ground, after he finishes making the barracks. So this looks like it's the same build as we saw on the last map. So he's probably going to make a couple Reapers. Now it looks like, yeah, so the Reaper will be able to jump in through the mineral patch there to the first, quote, high ground where the natural kind of is, and then up immediately to the right, or to the south of the ramp, I guess, into the main. So we'll see if Zoun is able to figure out that's what's coming again. Looks like he scouted the other direction, but hasn't seen where the barracks is.
Yeah, overall he does feel safe enough to expand, however, Probe just kind of delaying things on the other side of the map, but SpeCial not going to be throwing down his second siege just yet. This is actually a pretty decent start here. The Reaper getting in pretty much unscathed. He just needs to micro around to that he does not die, but already getting a couple pokes off and does get out of there with life. Stalker, not enough to finish things. What I
Very
like
well done.
But what I like about this as well is, SpeCial can actually get this home much quicker than on the previous map. He does have to go through a few inhibitors. What's an inhibitor? Barracks.
The giant floating building. They move so slowly anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it looks like we're actually going to be seeing Widow Mine drops coming off the back of this. So I kind of like that. SpeCial is really just mixing things up a lot here. One strategy doesn't work, goes for the next one. That strategy doesn't work. Oh, well, I already have some more. And look at this. This is actually the percent damage already.
Yeah, two probes already done. Probably going to pick up at least a third.
Yeah, and you can really just jump into stations. Stalkers not able to catch up. One does go down, however. So I think that's might be the last of the kills, but already not that big of a...
Yeah, I mean, units lost were down a total of 5 workers, I guess, for the Protoss player. I guess there's the one that was scouting. And all he lost was the one Hellion and the 2 Reapers. And then now he's got this follow-up mine drop coming, and the Observer's going out. Now, of course, we don't have Drilling Claws update yet, so the Observer isn't as necessary here. Okay, quick reactions. Stalker's going to back up. 2. Oh, yeah, I thought we were going to see a lot more.
Sounds on top of things. That medevac. Actually, a lot of data. That warp just as good as a as Blink, honestly.
Yeah, Warp Prism is gonna catch up. Okay, it looks like this this medevac does have to stay kind of hidden in the corner for a moment. And for the time being, okay, Liberation Zone setting up, but Zoun doing an amazing job of pulling all of his workers without losing too many more there. And I really like how he's able to kind of, keep workers mining on the patches. Oh, but we have the mines in the natural. Okay. I think we actually even lost a worker to that mine.
He lost a Zealot.
Oh, he lost his Zealot, that's what it was. Okay. I was like, I saw that it fired, but he's still only down 8 workers, so.
Ooh, Colossus drops. So things are definitely getting in.
So we've got a full medevac with Marines, and this medevac's, it's got some of its paint chipped here. But boosting into the main, the Colossus on the other side of the map, so these Marines have potential to do a lot of damage, but so does this Colossus.
Yeah, the big thing, however, is there are Vikings out, so just target down the War Prison, kind of keep away. That Colossus does not have lance just yet, so you drop it relatively close.
Ooh.
Yep.
The medevac got picked off entirely by the Blink Stalkers before unloading anything.
Oh, man.
Very well done by Zoun. This observer is going to fall. Not too big of a deal. It served its purpose of giving the Protoss player a little bit of sight for the time being.
Zoun's just playing it well so far, not really taking too much damage from Special's aggression, and instead just dishing out the damage of his being in perfect position to snipe those drops down. He's playing overall. It's working for him.
Yeah, I think this is like going pretty well for Zoun. We should point out that both players are taking the third. SpeCial's third is quite a bit faster than Zoun's, and the fact that he can just call down some mules to start quote saturating and depleting that base, like pretty strong for the Terran player. This Colossus coming back in to try to get a couple more workers here.
Yeah, and a little bit of a slower reaction from SpeCial there at a second time. But now you got to be careful with that Raven. That is going to be putting down this.
Yeah, getting the disruption shot off, to prevent the pickup or something.
Exactly.
Could be devastating.
The third base starting to get saturated here. Bases for both sides. SpeCial did more aggressive third. What this means, have a much larger, closer rally point to his opponent's base, but it also means that he's a bit exposed. Remember, there is a very short rush distance. So he's got to be careful here, and he is with quite a bit of firepower overall.
All right. And the Colossus count's starting to get pretty big here. We're up to 3 Colossus at this point. Only 1 Viking still out of SpeCial. I wonder if he thought that there was only going to be 1 Colossus, and so he's just kind of stopped making the Vikings.
Well, yeah, that could be it. Looks like right now he's just trying to overload with these siege tanks and bio units.
Yeah, he does have quite a few Marauders.
We'll have to see if that works out for him here. Zoun is on the attack path, forcing SpeCial to come back home from his own attack. And we do see one more Viking on the production tab, but the siege tanks are not sieged right now. They are not going to be getting the massive amounts of damage we're used to. Zealots forcing units on the other side to get picked off, and it's looking like the army of SpeCial once again just getting caught out of position and getting taken out here. These Colossus, just the stars of the show. No upgrades on either, or only 1-1. Actually, Zoun, he's starting to get picked off here after he's down 7.
Yeah, I think picking off the prism was a really big deal. That stopped the kind of next batch of units from getting warped in. And while that was happening, there was a drop in the main. It got cleaned up pretty quickly. No workers were harmed in the making of that drop. Yeah, this is looking pretty good for Zoun at this point. Like you said, he picked off 19 of those workers. Now, the worker count is still in favor of SpeCial, so I don't think this is, the match is far from decided at this point, but that engagement did go very, very well for our Protoss player.
I think does need to play a little bit more defensive for right now. It looks like Zoun's not going to want to give him an opportunity to get into this. SpeCial actually has a supply lead, so maybe in a better position than initially thought.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to have a slower fourth base, but the thing is, he does have that siege tank composition, which is a lot slower to kind of move across. It's a lot slower, essentially, siege up anywhere, because you're going to be having essentially leapfrog your way forward. Especially now that there's two different locations that Zoun can really attack from the front and toward the natural by this little cross section.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the last fight, if SpeCial had been completely sieged, I think the fight would have gone completely differently. I think he would have just destroyed Zoun's army. The fact that the siege tanks were caught moving and they like were able to get, just like the Blink Stalkers just jumped on them and picked them off before they were able to deal the massive damage from afar that they want to, really allowed Zoun to do the damage he did. Okay, trading flows here.
Still, no storm in this army just yet. The ghosts are now on the field. They will not have that EMP upgrade just yet. So that does mean that they only have one EMP to start things out. Looks like Zoun was going to go for a bit of a drop, but that's against it, knowing that the Viking count might be a little bit higher. Already transitioned disruptors as well. So that's really the big counter to tank play, because it allows you to pick them off from afar.
Okay, so there's a big push coming in. I think something that we haven't really talked about much is the fact that SpeCial is currently up 2-2 to Zoun 0-0. So in terms of upgrades, okay, great EMP is coming down, taking the shields out on almost all of those Stalkers. Zoun gonna have to fall back here a little bit to his warp in, get away from those tanks, wait for this Disruptor to get another shot up. Colossus doing a good job of cleaning out, thinning the bio. At this point, Blink Stalkers coming forward. Disruption Nova getting a couple units, and the tanks have finally caught up with the army.
That's kind of the problem here. No SpeCial. Moved a bit too far forward of those tanks. He still has a lot of firepower here, though, so he's still on the warpath. But you got to be careful. You can't get too far ahead of your tanks. Those are the big firepower right now. This Colossus just one hit away from death.
Oh. Yeah, some beautiful EMPs out of SpeCial, and that's going to be enough with that army pushing forward and with that huge upgrade advantage. SpeCial picks up game number 3.
You know what that means? An actual. Now it is nowhere near a Raffle Stomp. Now, before we go into this next game, I gotta ask you, F equals MA, what are you drinking?
I am actually drinking. I'm drinking some G Fuel. We got the Raging Gummy Fish flavor here. Is what we're trying out. I wasn't sure what I was gonna. Thinking about it, I don't know what I was expecting when I chose Raging Gummy Fish. That's kind of like a lemonade-y, sugary thing. But do you want to talk to everyone about what G Fuel is?
Yes, guys. So whatever you're drinking at home, guess what? You need to stop unless it's G, because G Fuel is the sport, the drink of esports. Everybody knows that when you're gaming, it's a marathon session. It's not just a sport. So overall, G Fuel will give you the energy and determination so that all you need to focus on is getting that G. Check them out at the Metrino page. They've got some sponsor links. If you complete some of those quests, you can actually add some money to the prize pool, support events like this. So,
yeah,
guys,
for sure.
Check them out.
And speaking of the Matrino, definitely type in. I think we can type the exclamation Matrino in chat to make sure that everyone can see where to go. You can contribute 50 cents absolutely free, but definitely check out some of those extended goals from G Fuel and some of the other sponsors, and help support the players. Zoun and SpeCial are taking time to play this wonderful series, and we want to make sure that they are compensated for that time.
In the lobby link on here. But yeah, we're gonna be hopping in Getting count? Are you gonna join us?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was like looking, but I needed to like scroll down a sec to like get into the. For some reason, I like couldn't see the lobby link. It was like one line up. All right.
All right, so we're gonna be hopping in this one, and SpeCial finally getting his first win of the day. I have some of my own Jeep.
Yeah, I see. You went for the black one. I went for the glow in the dark little shaker. All right, friends. Let's start this off. Spawning in the bottom right-hand side, choosing this map simulacrum is your blue Protoss player from Alpha X, none other than Zoun.
The opponent, top from Cosmo East. SpeCial.
The birthday boy.
Happy birthday. SpeCial.
Too special.
He's gonna kick the Protoss butt. He is sending an SCV across. And that's not for a scout.
Oh my gosh, but Zoun on top of it, looking, well, okay, maybe not. Zoun went over checking to make sure there wasn't some sort of crazy proxy. Turns out it's just going to be an NG block,
I was
which is
so
so
excited
frustrating.
there. I was so excited there for a second, but the NG block is cool too. You know, it'd be
Yeah.
cool. You know, it'd be actually really sweet is if he it, because the thing is, like, if there's an Oracle play, then you already have the engineering bay across the map completed very quickly, so that you can throw down turrets in your main base and just be really easy to defend. And he's actually not going to finish it, so that point is completely. But this will delay Zoun for a little bit of time, even forcing an early Zealot out to kind of take care of this.
Yeah. You know what? I think like the big brain play, because obviously the reason the players don't finish it is so they can cancel it later. That makes sense. But I think the big brain play is leave the SCV back there, like hide it, so that if you need it, then you can do what you're saying, just like send it in for the last second to finish the building. But all right, looks like Zoun hiding a pylon. Probably not. This isn't PvP. I think we're gonna see either a Stargate or a Robo here.
Yeah, just by the fact that the Adept's coming out, this is almost certainly going to be Stargate. And I don't disagree with it, you know? Stargate play is still very powerful in matchup. It's very kind of difficult to defend early on if you don't know it's coming. And yeah, there we go. Stargate is out. Although he does not have that extra base, so it will be a bit of a stretch on his budget right now. No, he got stuck. He got stuck on Corona lockdown himself, so was not able to expand his.
Told to stay home. Oh, I really like this wall that Zoun created here. Pylon in the core, of course, keeping the Reaper from running behind. Just, you know, the little things here and there that are annoying. Now, this Reaper, is he en route? Is he going to see it? Oh, okay. Well, he'll see it later. His path currently will send him there. Oh, come on, SpeCial.
Nope. Come on, SpeCial. Jump.
Oh.
Jump, Forrest, jump.
Looks like it's not going to find it quite yet. Checked everywhere except behind that mineral patch. This Oracle is going to make its way over here, and currently we have no turrets. There are a handful of Marines in the main, and I heard a mine burrowing somewhere.
It's in the mineral line.
Okay.
Zoun's going to be coming in here. Oh, the dance of death right now. So that Oracle, not going to get what he wants done, but you know he is going to put the fear of Oracles into SpeCial. But actually, back home, 2 workers going down. Did the Reaper?
The Reaper came back, yeah, and he picked off two probes while Zoun was paying attention, trying not to let his Oracle die.
I am missing all the good stuff today.
Well, you know, it'll come and go. You'll catch some later. It'll be perfect. And it makes you feel better. The Reaper didn't make it out. You know, he got caught as you'd expect.
Yeah,
by the
he
Adepts.
got put in Reaper jail.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Zoun gearing up to try to do some multi-prong business here, drawing the attention to the back while shading the Adepts into the natural. Adepts going to show up. Now, 3 is the magic number to one-shot workers against Terran.
So far, doing a decent job here. The Oracle does not get away, so that will not be utilized later. One Adept going down, but he does get out with 2 of them. 5 workers, and that will put him 5 workers ahead. That is actually really nice damage to start things off.
And the huge thing was that the Adepts actually saw that Liberator, so these Phoenix are going to come over to the left side and just pick off that Liberator before it gets any damage done. Really unfortunate for SpeCial. Just like the timing of when the shades finished, or when the Adepts finished their shade, they like popped up right underneath that Liberator. We do have a charge just about done. These Phoenix are gonna start moving around. Does have to be careful of all of the mines on the map, though.
Yeah, I think the thing is the Phoenix can start to take that out, but look at that, actually baiting him into it and catches the exact one that was weakened. So he does lose the mine, but he gets a Phoenix in the trade, and I will take that trade any day.
Yeah, very well done by SpeCial.
Except if I'm flying the Phoenix.
Correct. Yes, as a Protoss player, I won't take that trade. I'll keep my Phoenix, thank you very much. Both players establishing their third bases. SpeCial choosing to go for the triangle third, whereas Zoun is going for the kind of straight vertical line. And I think that's wise, right? You know, if he tries to go for the triangle third of his own, again, we were talking about this earlier, but medevac harass, you know, they hit the third, then they just go straight into the main, and your army has to walk all the way around.
Indeed. I really like how Zoun is still utilizing that Stargate that he hit out on the field. He's getting up to a very nice Phoenix count for that harassment. And this is just something that SpeCial always has to have in the back of his mind here. He's already got the turrets up, but one turret's not really enough to not lose some SCV.
Yeah, you just fly those Phoenix in. You know, you're okay trading like 1 or 2 Phoenix if you can clear an entire mineral line.
Exactly. The Widowmines there, just looking for that juicy kill, but not going to find it just yet. These Phoenix just dancing around, forcing the stims, which is important because that means those medevacs, those very few medevacs, are going to have a lot of trouble healing this up over the of the game.
Yeah, currently SpeCial is on 2 medevacs with 2 more popping out right now. So I mean, he's up to 4, but like you said, that's not a huge number. I think, you know, 5 or 6 probably the ideal place to be. But looking at this army, it's actually kind of scary.
You know, SpeCial. He has that army supply lead. He's up by current 20 of it. And, you know, there's not that really much guess here. Zoun's army is comprised of mostly zealots.
Charge lots. Yeah, it's like all charge lots. There's like an immortal coming, and there's like a sentry. But I think if SpeCial ran in there right now with the stimmed bio, he should be able to clean up most of that, especially if the tanks were there.
Honestly,
although tanks, yeah, go ahead.
Like if he could just get rid of, take the Phoenix out, just make them go somewhere else. He could lift all this up into the main base, and the zealots wouldn't be able to follow him that efficiently. You know, Zoun already is on top of that. He's got the observer just viewing everything here. But here we go. One Guardian Shield is up. The Widowmine's in the back, forcing the security units into a slaughterhouse here. Those zealots taking the brunt of it. Storm not yet complete here, and I don't think he'll have enough energy for it just yet. Phoenix still in high enough numbers that you can't really jump in here. but still so much damage being taken to those Widow Mines. I think Zoun is going to have a little trouble breaking this position.
Yeah, I mean, with the cooldown coming off of those mines, this is looking pretty scary for the Protoss player.
A really amazing play there. He took the he took the Ghost into the medevac and actually struck right on top of those Templars, so no storms anywhere on this. Still a couple of Warpins left here, and it's starting to whittle this down, but it's not going to be enough here. These Immortals just don't have the DPS for this.
I mean, he's spinning these numbers out, and with these next couple of Zealots, maybe, but these Immortals so low. Oh, and not finishing off that tank is pretty huge.
A steady stream of red coming across the map. He has nothing that really shoots up anymore. That was a pylon. I thought that was the Phoenix, but yeah, overall, like the Liberators just coming on in. You can't really get below this anymore.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's stabilized because there's not a whole lot of bio to help kind of move these forward, but the Protoss player, doesn't have enough to break the liberation zone. So as long as all the Terran units continue streaming in to this protected region, SpeCial is going to be able to, move up. Okay, blinking forward, picking up one of the libs. Charizard's getting on top of the bio with the Immortals and Archons in tail. Stalker's coming up, picking off the other Liberator. With those mines burrowing, Zoun's going to have to pull back again. Now, while this is happening, we do have a Zealot run by in the third base of SpeCial. Picked off 2 workers, and that's just about it.
Yeah, but you can see how conservative he's being with these units. He does not want to lose even the run-bys because of how far behind he is in that army count. Just taking a look at that army size. A huge dip in Zoun's economy in terms of that army size. Yeah, even now,
Yeah, well,
gonna get chased down.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned economy. It's like not even just like the army size, but the income, right? I mean, SpeCial's up 80 workers to the 71 of Zoun. Plus, as a Terran, he's got those mules. He's taking his 4th base. The 4th base is halfway done for Zoun. I'm scared for our Protoss hero here. I don't think he has enough to beat the birthday boy.
Yeah, the Storms not really getting the connections that he needs. He only has maybe one more in that prism, but looking for the pickoff is SpeCial. Just always aggressive, always all over the place. He's getting pushed back here, but he still has 88 army, and some of that is in some very powerful EMPs. The Storms not getting huge connections. That one does.
That one, yeah.
But is it
Okay,
enough?
I mean, with this Marauder ghost-heavy composition, Stalkers and Zealots really aren't doing a whole lot to this army. And, I mean, Zoun just needs to get something besides gateway tech, right? He's got the Twilight, but he's got to get some Immortals, Colossi, even a Disruptor would be like huge, right? Bio is very dense in terms of area.
The funny thing is SpeCial is like playing 6D chess, and he's already got a small Viking count ready for the Colossus switch. So, he is just ready to go here.
Yeah.
Now, Zoun, he's still expanding, but he's down over 70 army supply, or supply in general.
Ooh, some nice big storms there. That's the kind of stuff that Zoun needs to do to get back in this game. Charizard's pushing forward. Stalkers here. Now, these Stalkers do have Blink, so they can trigger those mines if they want, but they're going to have to fall back because the Stim Bio is just pushing forward.
And I think we are going to actually see a tap out here soon, and there you have it, guys. SpeCial with the equalizer.
Very well done by the Terran hero that game. So yeah, Zoun coming in strong, picking up the first 2 maps with SpeCial, hitting right back with the next 2. So I think we've got a great series on our hands. We'll have
Yeah.
to see what Zoun chooses for the next map.
Yes, and remember, guys, it is a best of 9, so these guys still need more games to win. If we go by how it's been going so far, we're gonna get to the full 9.
Yeah, back and forth, back and forth. We'll see if Zoun picks up the next one, or the next, I guess, yeah, the next two, and then SpeCial picks up the next two. We'll be enjoying StarCraft until GSL starts.
Yeah, it is GSL tonight, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, SpeCial not going to be able. I think he was didn't make it out of his group, but still an amazing player. I mean, the fact that he was in round of 16 of GSL goes to show how good of a player SpeCial is.
Indeed. There is still the Terran Hope alive with Maru, so don't forget to into that. But while you're waiting for that, just go check out the Matcherino page. We got that little Matcherino code. If you take a look at that, you can actually add 50 cents to the prize pool. And here's the best part. Are you ready? It's free for you guys.
Mind blown. Now, if you want, you can contribute more. And like we mentioned earlier, if you go check out some of the sponsors of the event, I think G Fuel has a few bonus. What are they called? Quests that you can do. Definitely go check those things out, and you can contribute even more by just spending a little bit of your time and possibly accepting some spam email. I think actually there's like following them on Twitter, things like that, and all that does help contribute to the prize pool, and helps make sure that the players get compensated for their time.
And they are giving a good amount of time for this event. Best of 9s, they're very, very tiring. I feel like you can't. It's not just a easy best of. Not just like a best of 5 or a best of 3 where you just win a couple and out of it. This is a marathon, kind of like what G Fuel was made for.
Yeah, I was just thinking these players probably wish they had the official energy drink of esports on their desk.
Yeah, well, you know what we do, and that means we are going to be able to cast this next game. So spawning up here in the top position of Eternal Empire is Zoun.
And in the bottom left, it is your red Terran player, none other than the birthday boy himself, SpeCial.
Now, so far, we don't see anything out of the ordinary here. Yeah, SCVs are actually inside the base, all of them.
Yep.
So, already a good start for him. Not going to be going anything too crazy, too aggressive in this game. And it looks like Zoun is going to respond to that by doing exactly the same thing. Scouting around, making sure that he is safe. You just can't trust Terran players these days. We used to be in a nice neighborhood, but then the Terran players moved in. Now they're stealing all our minerals and all that good jazz.
Jumping up over our cliffs, all sorts of crazy things.
You
speaking of
kids.
Yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of jumping up cliffs, I like Zoun's building placement here. This is like cuts off a huge section of where the Reapers can jump up. So basically, it's just immediately to the left and right of the ramp. I think this is a pretty nice little trick. It's one of those things that, again, it's like a little micro optimization. It's not huge, it's not game changing, but it does make your life a little bit easier. Keep track of where things are coming in.
I tell you, man, with these guys, everything helps. Like even SpeCial knows it. I remember I was actually backstage at a BlizzCon 2016, I believe it was, where SpeCial actually noticed the minute differences, 144 and 120 hertz. Like, he literally went on that computer and he saw things that nobody else could actually see. And that just
That's
shows
crazy.
the amount of dedication that this guy has to the game to see that small level of detail. And he even gets that small little detail that probe was not one of his. picks it off before it goes into the space.
Yeah, you know, he was like, oh, maybe this probe's mine. No, it's not. It's not. He knows. Now the probe did manage to make its way up the ramp. Did see the factory and the reactor. So Zoun probably aware that there's going to be some either double Reaper or double mines coming out. Adept just confirming that the factory is on that add-on. I like this. After those two Hellions come out, Special's just swapping right back and going into the bio play. Kind of feigning that mech.
Yeah, I think that's really good here. Not really going to overcommit Hellions, but as I say that, it is going to be battle cruise because we got a hidden fusion core in the top left of the map.
Oh, I'm excited.
Super excited. Because the thing is, he's going to mix it in with the Widow Mines here. So while you're trying to deal with those battle cruisers, you're going to have mines pretty much just be able to walk in if you're not careful. Already, Zoun has a small wall off here, but how good is a wall off going to be against things that fly and shoot down at like 6,000 feet a second?
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at the units that look up, it's a sentry and 2 stalkers, right? So not a whole lot to defend there. We have a Robo on the way, which of course doesn't produce any units that look up. Okay, Phoenix is going to come in. He's going to see the starport with the tech lab and probably assume Banshee. So I'm guessing we're going to get an Observer first. And yeah, there's an Observer coming out, and Blink is started. But okay, a couple more stalkers. That'll help.
Yeah.
Now, do you think Special? Oh, go ahead.
Nope.
I was going to say, do you think Special is going to fly the battlecruiser over and save the tactical jump for retreating, or do you think he's just going to like go all out, just blitz into the main, and then hope to kind of like hide the battlecruiser in one of these like pocket void things that stalkers can't shoot at it in?
Well, honestly, I think that he is going to just kind of jump in there. It looks like we're gonna have a an attack that's gonna happen simultaneously with it. The thing about battle cruisers is the longer the game goes on, the worse they're going to get versus what the Protoss player can throw out. So you really want to get that damage as quickly as possible. Down, he still has no idea that this is going to be coming, so he's still going for kind of that standard Colossus, Immortal, dealing with that, and there we go. Going to jump right into the main base here. Zoun sees it at the last second, but he's going to lose quite a few probes here if he's not careful. The stalkers on the other side of the map.
And of course, they had to use their first blink to get over to even shoot the battlecruiser at the beginning, so they're not able to blink to the low ground. And yeah, he just hides the battlecruiser in the little void. And I don't think the stalkers can shoot it here.
No,
great use of that open airspace.
Yeah, and
now, if he wants.
This is the thing.
Yeah.
Special knows this map. He knows it like the back of his hand. Look at that. Even getting the Observer here. He sees all, and he's going to be moving out to kind of just push down multitasking tests.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. So it looks like Special's not even stopping there with the battlecruiser. He's got a second one on the way, and he just started researching Yamato cannon. So he's going to come in here. I wonder, do you think he's going to try to kill this pylon that's upgrading charge? That could be sick. What else? What are the other big targets here? I mean, picking off a prism could be kind of nice. I'm trying to think what he's going to Yamato here with the first batch.
Well, I mean, he's got so many different tech buildings here. He just blinked home, so he's just going to repair that BC up. Might be waiting for the other blink. Where did that battlecruiser?
So it just came back to the natural. Both battlecruisers are meeting, or excuse me, not the natural, the third base. Both battlecruisers are meeting up at the third, and there's another battlecruiser on the way. I'm betting that we'll see, maybe all 3 of those kind of start to move out together when Yamato finishes and when all of those battlecruisers are done.
Yeah, I think that's going to be his best option here. Zoun's starting to fall a little bit behind in supply. He's not really overreacting to this, which I really like. You know, he knows that if he just goes and not blind counters, but just counters the battlecruiser, then his army is going to be so much weaker versus what's going to be coming next. He knows SpeCial is not just going to rest on 3 units. Now, once that 3rd battlecruiser pops, anything can be a target.
Okay, so that Phoenix did fly in here. Or the 2 Phoenixes, I don't think they saw the battlecruiser number, so he might still be thinking that there's only 1 battlecruiser. But this Prism is going to find these battlecruisers pretty inopportune moment. Oh, maybe not. Oh, like ships passing in the night.
Oh yeah, that is the worst. That's the worst feeling, knowing that you could stop that. But that's actually bad for SpeCial too. He doesn't see that there's a Warp Prism going to be gearing up, and there is a small area you could probably get through there. As these Hellions actually going to come in, the probes were lined up, but can't get the money shot.
The shield batter doing work, keeping these this cannon alive. A small group of Blink Stalkers getting warped in, and more of them being recalled, forcing the tactical jump out by these battlecruisers. And SpeCial's doing it. He's continuing to go battlecruisers.
And he's going back.
Another one. Yeah, I like this. Get a lot of tanks, a lot of battlecruisers. Like, what are your gateway and robo units going to do against my battlecruisers and tanks?
Yeah, there is so much Yamato energy here. I don't think he did any of that during the last engagement. So
I think that the cooldowns rather. Yeah, they're like completely all ready to go. So you can just pick off probably the Immortals and the Prisms if he wants.
Can't blink on top of it with the Stalkers either, because you'll just get shredded. So Zoun, while he has a relatively equal army supply here, just taking the lead now, I mean, it's not great, his position in this fight.
Yeah, it's all gateway tech, right? There's like, I think, a couple of Immortals here.
I think he lost the Warp Prism.
Warp Prism's still at the back of the army. And he is actually going to blink forward. He is going to be able to pick off this CC. Some Yamada's going down, picking off, I think, actually just taking down some Archons? Taking the shields off those Archons, maybe?
Well, it was actually super smart what he did here. He actually hallucinated some Archons in the front, and that actually got him close enough to take down that CC. So that was awesome. The Zealots coming in from the back here. Not going to get too much, but it is distracting just enough for this position to start to get taken out. But there are still T-Shanks on the bottom. There's no more Zealots with this. The next round just now coming in. 11 workers dead. And I am starting to believe that Zoun may have overstayed his welcome just by a little bit.
Yeah, he's got to do something to handle these battlecruisers, right? I mean, currently we're already sitting at 5 with another one coming, more tanks. He was able to thin the tank number down quite a bit with that, which is good, but he did it at the cost of his entire army. So not ideal.
Never ideal to see this kind of graph.
Yeah, that's a hard drop off there.
The good news is he does have pretty decent upgrades during all of this.
Yeah, I mean, he's got +2 attack, +3 is on the way. His armor upgrade, he's getting +2 right now. But again, I just wish he had something besides the super gateway heavy composition, right? Now we've got these 5 battlecruisers just waltzing in, Yamatoing out the Warp Prism, and as soon as the army shows up, he's going to be able to tactical jump out. Oh, Artosis pylon taking down 4 different gateways there.
Yeah, and he actually has to remake the Warp Prism, but now he's not going to be able to for that much longer. The Stalker is just now getting home, and you go, then just go home and defend against this Zealot Archon run by.
Uh-oh. Battlecruiser accidentally attacking its own supply depot there for a second. But, yeah, just tactical jump home, kill these Zealots, and, everything's peachy keen.
This is just, great for SpeCial here. He's gotten to that kind of point of mech where it's very difficult to break. You know, Zoun kind of hitting his head against the wall here. He just wants to break this position with what he has. He does have different stages of tech as well, I believe. Okay, he does not have Storm, so that's not going to be an option for him right now. But he's just coming in here with heavy Zealot Stalker force, and it's not going to be enough. The Cyclone Hellion is enough to push all of this back.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to bounce over to the other side here. He does force the lift and might even be able to pick off this CC before blinking away, which is good for Zoun. Definitely what he wants to be doing. But SpeCial's already maxed, and he's like starting to bank up all that money so that he can just replace stuff. Okay, so we do see Zoun, win behind, go Dark Shrine, dropping that 13-minute DT Shrine, hoping to get in. Now, Zealot's doing a little bit of damage, both in the main and the natural. He's picked off 10, 14. The ones in the main still getting more kills here. A total of 21 workers do go down while the attack at this high-yield gas base goes on. Okay, maybe SpeCial's figured out how to do it.
This is actually incredible, even forcing the recall back at this position. The Stalkers having to come home. Is there enough energy to tactical jump out? It looks like he's going to lose one of those battle cruisers, and he has taken massive amounts of damage here. He's currently down to 41 workers. I know you kind of want to start getting rid of them in a mech-based composition, but that's not how you do it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This game was looking really good for SpeCial, but then those Zealot run-bys picking off all of those workers was huge for Zoun.
He is making 3 battle cruisers at a time. He is going insane, and I love it.
Yeah, this high-yield gas base, if he can kind of secure it and hold on to it, should help. But the fact that these units can come on the backside and kind of shell from above is really good for Zoun. Zoun's starting to expand and take over the base, and I think Zoun is like actually really, I mean, despite the fact that his army is a little bit smaller, I think Zoun's starting to pull ahead. I mean, the income tab shows that he's been up for quite some time.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
we
just
have another engagement.
He's going to come in here again. He's just going to thin out the ranks. 14 more workers going down, and he can just back off with that kind of damage. He doesn't need to force it. But he's going to anyway, just because he's down. He's a crazy man. Now, SpeCial does get a cancel on that other Rich Vespin Geyser base before coming in here. Actually going to get quite a few Stalkers. They try and blink away, but you can't blink away from a Cyclone.
Okay, but this army is going to get trapped and cleaned up as the rest of the army shows up, but he picks off that command center. That's actually pretty big, because that's going to mean that the income from that base is going to be delayed once again for quite some time. Okay, so it looks like the battlecruiser production has ceased at this point. He's decided that 8 battlecruisers is enough. He's going into making just those cyclones and tanks. But again, these Stalkers walking up and back. Okay, actually, with the tanks in the middle line, I take that back. He's not going to be able to do too much. Nice scan there to pick off the observer. The other one just outside of that radius.
So getting these small little run-bys through. I like how SpeCial is kind of just divvying out these mines all over the place as kind of an early warning system. But he's starting to run out of economy here. Just now taking this base again, and he's dropped a lot of mules there. So that's how you can kind of tell he's hurting that money.
Yeah, I mean, the main is completely mined out. The natural, I mean, we've got 400 minerals on each, 200. Yeah, not much left there. Third base also pretty tapped. So this is realistically, SpeCial's on like 1 mining base here.
Looks like he is going to try and go for that other one, but overall, I don't think he's out of it. You know, a lot of time when you snack, you start to think, okay, yeah, he's not going to be able to do this. He's just going to slowly get out macroed and destroyed. But you know, honestly, he's playing it relatively well.
Yeah, these battle cruisers are still a pretty scary thing. Okay, one more battle cruiser starts up before the fusion core dies. Finally picked off at 18 minutes into the game. Battle cruisers are no joke, right? They can come in here and clear a mineral line very fast and then just tactical jump out. But we do have a fight happening at the bottom side. Nice blinks forward to try to get on top of these tanks. Some Hellbats getting in the way. The Archons trying to march forward. And while this is happening, the battle cruisers are picking off the base in the top left. Almost all the tanks are down now. This base is going to fall. SpeCial choosing to. Oh.
Okay, now.
Okay, there it goes. But on the other side of the map, we've got these battle cruisers, and you know they can do that. We did have another zealot run by here, so all of the workers at the natural have fallen here. Battle cruisers picking up all the workers here in the top center base, and stalkers starting to try to come up before forcing the tactical jump out.
Yeah, SpeCial's just starting to lose way too much here, I feel, as you know, these zealot run-bys just getting massive amounts of damage. He's still trying to expand to this location, long-distance mining here, but now Zoun is just once again going to push this location. He's just been trading efficiently, and every single time his army just gets that much better, even though it is low tier.
It's low tier, but I think he's starting to make up for it with all of the upgrades, right? I mean, he's got +3 attack, +3 armor, +3 shields is almost done. And, you know, we're looking at 2-2 done for our Protoss player. I guess +3 armor is on the way. Or, excuse me, for the Terran player. +3 armor is on the way for the Terran. But all these Blink Stalkers and their upgrades, this is starting to look very, very strong for the Protoss here, who's forcing the lift off here and probably killing this command center once again.
And the only thing SpeCial can realistically do here is try and harass with these battle cruisers, but it's not really going to be enough for him there unless he can kill every single base, every single unit. Yeah, I think with the death of this base, this is going to be a tap out here relatively soon. We'll see how hard he wants to fight it.
And we do have a recall here for Zoun, so he's okay losing this base. He's just going to continue going in, pick off all of these command centers. So the CC from the main trying to float out to that location, picking up the CC at the third, which means there's only one command center left at the natural. I mean, these battle cruisers have tactical jump, but it's 3 workers to 29. Okay, tactical jumping home.
Yeah, but right on top of Stalkers. Actually gonna force this back, interestingly enough, but nah. That's kind of what was expected. Zoun takes it.
Yeah, I think that was a huge just war of attrition game, right? Zoun identified, okay, you've got these big battle cruiser units. They're somewhat mobile in their jumps, but they're pretty slow in terms of just moving between the bases. So are tanks. So if he just gets blink stalkers and charge lots and just kind of like hits multiple bases at the same time, you know, I'm going to send in 5 zealots to your natural while I go pick off this 4th base. Very, very good play. Great identifying of what needed to happen by Zoun.
Exactly. Now it is SpeCial's choice for what his next map is going to. Remember, guys, best of 9. So we're going to be playing all the maps in the. And as soon as we run out of those, they get to choose again.
Yeah, so I mean, at this point, we've gone through Eternal, Sim, Purity, Zen, and Nightshade. So we've got like Golden Wall and Everdream left. It looks like we're going to hop into Everdream next, which will leave Golden Wall as the last map between these players. And right now, with the score being 3-2, you even if Zoun wins this one, wins the fourth, we still are definitely going into that last game. Best of 9, meaning players have to win 5 games to go on, or to win.
Like we got the go-go as well. So these guys don't want to wake them up before they go-go. If anybody remembers that song, kill me. But yeah, going on to Everage. This is a map where things can get very, very. And you know what is also very strange? These two players. So, without further ado, representing Alpha X here in the top position, Zoun.
And in the bottom left, from Cosmos Esports, it is your Red Terran player, SpeCial. Both players choosing so far to do relatively standard things, right? We don't have an SCV heading over quite yet, which makes me think that we're going to have an in-base barracks. And sure enough, there it is. But nonetheless, Zoun making sure to kind of check everywhere to make sure there's no crazy proxy happening.
It only has to happen once. He's only been proxied, twice in this series, and now every single time he's just all over the place, just bouncing around like he's got ADHD, trying to find those buildings.
Yeah, I think that's a really smart play, especially in these longer series. Just open up, you don't even have to do it your first game, just do it game like 2 and 3 or something, just to force your opponent to be like, okay, I have to check this every time, which does hurt the economy a little bit, right? He's got one less worker mining for that 30 seconds to minute of a game while he's looking everywhere.
Also kind of delays the scout because you can't really get 2 probes out this early on without sacrificing a lot of economy.
Yeah.
So what it does mean is that SpeCial actually gets to get his barracks and his command center up without interference. Now he takes a couple of pokes here, but really, that Reaper is just able to force this away. So, overall, nice little advantages. So small, but they really add up over time.
Yeah, for sure.
Reaper going to be coming around looking for that probe. Not going to find it. That probe is a...
Going all the way around that mineral patch.
Oh, yeah.
That base.
But guess what? You can't be really sneaky when you're getting shot with bullets. Actually does get in, however. Doesn't really see too much. Actually, does he see that second Rax? That is going to be a huge tell if he can get there. But no, he does not.
Great deny by SpeCial.
That is such a big tell right now. Like if you don't see that, you don't know that the aggression is coming. This is a very aggressive move, and overall, I think we're gonna see a very powerful push come out of SpeCial here within the next 3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah, and I mean, Zoun went for the Stargate opening, which is great in terms of like, okay, I can make some oracles, do some economic damage, but if that oracle's on the other side of the map and it's spent all of its energy, like, it's not going to be able to help out in the fight at all. And the Reaper still hasn't scouted the Stargate. It now finally sees it. Sees the Oracle in production.
Yeah, and that's going to be enough for him, really. He's kind of got that soft counter here. He's got the Marines and the Cyclones in a decent position to stop any kind of Oracle. It's really the Adepts you got to be careful for because, while you're dealing with that Oracle, you can't really commit way too much to defend on the other side here. But getting the Marauder is really nice. Marauders just soak so much of that damage.
Have you ever seen one Marauder fight one Adept? I swear it's like a battle that never ends.
Well, there was that Carbot we'll talk about that later. The 3 Adepts going to
yeah.
be coming in, getting 4 workers for their trouble, but they will not get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that Carbot on animation, which was really funny. It was just like the Marauder shooting and then the Adept shooting, and then they're both laughing at each other.
Yep. So Oracle not getting any damage done, escapes narrowly with its life and drops the stasis ward to slow down one lone Cyclone, but there's a lot of Marines pushing over with a tank and a couple boys being pulled to repair. Stalker's going to try to, slow it down.
Yeah,
You
he
got
just
to kite all the way back.
just wants to force this up here, buy himself a little time, but SpeCial knows that he doesn't want to do that. There are a couple of Phoenix, so that is actually going to start to get picked off here. The Oracle goes down immediately. Great focus fire. Just wants to get that tank in position. He will start repairing it. Probably a couple of bunkers will go down as well. But as he moves the siege tank up, there's not that much left for Zoun here. Currently down half the army supply. And yeah, these Marines still going strong.
This is a beautiful push out of SpeCial, and I think with the siege tank, okay, well, one Phoenix comes out here. The Cyclone locks on and is able to power down, and I think SpeCial's done it, right? He's got the SCVs here to repair the tank, and sure enough, Zoun GGing out. SpeCial tying up the series.
Again, the equalizer.
Mm-hmm. So this
Yes.
does mean that we're going to head over to Golden Wall next.
Indeed, and after this it resets, so we have a guaranteed 8 games.
All right. Best of 9 chat. Thanks Sushi for letting people know.
Yep, it is best of 9, loser picks, and maps reset after 7. So if you generally like a map, then you can always come back to it.
Yeah. And again, kind of like you mentioned earlier, it's nice, it's kind of that catch-up comeback mechanic, right? That you lose a map, you get to pick the next one. And now that we've finished playing through the entire pool, that's especially going to be important, right? We're getting into these last couple games of the series, and the entire pool is open, right? So the next map chosen by anyone.
I think your mic just went completely Cyclops on me.
Oh yeah, testing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but you just sounded like an alien.
Oh, interesting. Is it fine now, or?
It's getting better. It's getting better. Sorry about that, guys. If you could see that on stream, do not know what happened there. It's probably on my end.
Okay, I just open up the stream.
There you are.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sounds good, and you sound good too. All right. Please forgive any technical difficulties. We tried to do a sound check before, and everything, of course, works perfectly fine when you're not live. So it's only once you get in there that it changes. Let's start this off. Would you like to introduce our first player?
Yes, I would. Spawning down here in the bottom left position, it is gonna be Zoun.
And in the bottom right, it is your red Terran player representing Cosmos Esports, the birthday boy himself, SpeCial.
Okay. So obviously we gotta end a best of 7 on this map. So in best of 9, it's kind of interesting as well. But this is one of the crazier maps in the. You obviously have this nice tucked away position to get to without mining out quite a few. You have the obviously standard natural as well. The second that this area opened up, just so many back paths are on the way. Now we'll also have to see if any of them are utilizing that gold base, which regularly as a third.
We'll have to see. Sometimes you'll even get a cheeky player trying to sneak it as the natural. Neither of our players in this game going for that, going for the much more standard and much safer natural expansion.
Well, actually, not out first. Be interesting. Not wanting to scout here. That kind of tells me that he might already know what he wants to go for. And as they play rig around the rosy here, I'm thinking aggression. Aggression might be the key here for a Terran player because can get those medevacs up very, very quickly and just get some nice positions out on your.
It also makes sense on Golden Wall specifically not to go Reaper first, just because the only way into the base is the ramp, right? There's mineral walls blocking the back, and then like the other kind of ledge into the natural is this like chasm that Reapers can't jump over. So the Reaper isn't going to pay off as much on this map as it would on others. So
Aliens on the way as well. Nice choice here for get some, but yeah, this is definitely gonna just come in here, be a little bit of a.
Yeah, already getting more than it probably than Zoun was expecting, picking off a Marine and an SCV for free, getting the one, of course, that the probe damaged earlier, and getting away. The Hellions gonna try to chase it down. Hellion running past, but of course we have another Adept here. Try to fend it off.
Doing a good job of kind of blocking that off as he's going into Stargate of his own. Phoenix is gonna be the first option, kind of just to cut down what we were saying earlier about the Vax. Actually, gonna be Banshees. Well, this.
I'm actually really, I'm totally cool with that. I think that's a great choice, right? There is all this open space that you can't get chased into, and you know, because he has Cloak on the way, yes, these Phoenix like will be able to kind of do damage to the Banshee initially, but as soon as he like pops the Cloak, like he should be able to run away, no problem. Robo isn't down yet, so really strong play by our Terran player. Now 3 Adepts trying to shade over here, and I don't see the. Okay, I guess he did see the Marines, so he canceled the shade.
Yeah, that's a smart move.
Yeah. The SpeCial still doesn't know that it's Stargate. Robo finally going down. But I'm sure, yeah, he'll find out as soon as the Banshee makes its way across the map. So it's actually choosing to go. Oh, go ahead.
Gotta be careful here. Actually, is that path that's actually gonna almost scout it. Oh my gosh, these guys are moving just a little bit too quick for the scout.
Okay, the Phoenix are going to come in here. They are going to see the starport, and now Zoun is aware, chronoing out more Phoenix to try to get here, and with the Robo finishing, I'm sure we will see an observer first. Also is getting chronoed out. And Zoun actually choosing to start that third base, realizing okay, you're in for Banshees. Banshees aren't best at killing Nexuses. And as long as he follows the little blur on his screen, he should be able to pick off the Banshee.
Oh, almost.
Right, there it is. Another one coming into the main here. Now, there is a shield battery, so this Banshee not going to be able to do any damage. Oracle, oh, missing the Revelation. But of course, there is an observer, and these Phoenix going to be able to just waltz right in.
Well, right now, this is actually just a useful distraction, as SpeCial is going to be moving across the map with quite a few units. Not that much on the ground for Zoun at the moment. So here we go. The third base is going to be completely under siege. He's going to have to cancel that very soon. Maybe. There we go.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely saw it. He had a probe that was going to try to build a pylon, and he pulled that back. So he was aware of what was happening for sure. Okay, and this army just going to try to walk back, and I think Zoun's going to try to catch it as it is retreating. Ooh, nice force field.
It gets the
Pick up
siege
the-
up and the retreat. So overall, this is really good because this position is making it so that SpeCial can't get on top of those Phoenix, so they can just lift with impunity. That's his entire army just getting absolutely bopped for almost down, taking a resounding army lead.
Yeah, looking at that army tab, that was quite the great exchange. You see the blue goes up and to the right, and the red goes down to the right. Not exactly what SpeCial wants.
They cross the streams.
Mhm.
But yeah, these Phoenix just really getting the chance to get some amazing pickoffs there, almost accidentally getting the Banshee as well, which is
Yeah.
really good.
Observer's already in position here too, almost accidentally again. And yeah, Zoun getting all the right things going in his direction. So we do see this kind of mech play again out of SpeCial. He's getting that mag field accelerator upgrade. He's got siege tanks, throwing down another 2 factories on top of the 3 that he already has. Okay, Phoenix coming in, picking off a couple workers. Ooh. He manages not to lose any of them.
Yeah, and you know the big thing is SpeCial. He knows that this base. He knows that this base is here, but that is going to be a huge to Zoun right now, just having that many extra minutes. So he's gotta have to start moving around and doing something. And remember, his is the only one that is actually mined out, so he can actually get right behind there, and the only stop him.
Yeah, it looks like Zoun actually mining out the middle here. So each of these middle patches only having, I think, 5 on them, question mark. I can't click on it because of the fog of war. So
Yeah.
he has the ability to get in there, but it's a terrible choke, right? So if there's siege tanks or something, it's going to be good for SpeCial.
Actually going for mech once again. So glutton for punishment here. I don't think mech is really the kind of go-to versus Protoss. But
yeah, it's interesting. We've been seeing it a little bit more on the Korean servers, right? Like it's been popping up in GSL a little bit, but with these Blink Stalkers coming forward, I think Zoun knows how to handle it. Ooh, Marine's getting some nice shots off on these Phoenix for free, but the blink forward from the Stalkers picking off quite a few of those Marines.
Gonna have a decent Viking count as well for the Colossus. Nice. But now, actually just now confirming that it is indeed mech with the amount of factories out. So he's gonna have to switch things up just a little bit here, even having to kill his own get out.
Was that necessary, or was that a little bit of a misclick?
I think it was.
I'm not quite sure.
I think it was messing up the
block your
padding of
tank.
those tanks. Yeah, he's just kind of hanging out here with his stalkers. He kind of wants to just force these tanks to speed up and then back up with the stalkers. Really, just buy himself some time. This is a standard style of mech with the Hellions and the siege tanks. And here we go, the first siege up, actually going down. Those stalkers taking some huge hits, and there's just so much firepower with this. Looks like the Colossus not going to have anything left to defend them as these Vikings just absolutely wailing away. The Zealots picking off the reinforcements. But overall, I think SpeCial did get much better in that trade.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. You know, again, looking at those tabs, you know, both armies did drop quite a bit, but I think that did favor SpeCial. And with these Vikings landing, they are going to be able to force the Blink Stalkers back.
Down, however, is not going to let up here. It actually whittles down the Viking count quite heavily.
And actually, getting on top of these tanks really good. He is able to pick those off. There's a Thor out at this point, and he's able to kill all of the almost all of the Stalkers. And this turret, being a hero, getting the damage done to end that poor Colossus's life.
I think this is kind of what he needs to do. He kind of just needs to be trading out these gateway units for defensive mech units. Even getting the fourth base, that was a kickoff right there. These Hellions going to be going across the map to try and get some damage done, kind of lower this down, because keep in mind, Zoun's work now is game not taking that much damage.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of similar to that game that we saw in Eternal, right? Where Zoun was just going for this mass gateway composition to kind of like counter and be more mobile than the mech. Now, of course, there's no battle cruisers in this game, but again, just abusing blink and charge and all those fast Protoss units. We do have a Liberator that's just kind of hanging out doing nothing on the bottom left side of the map. We'll see. It's probably laying in wait. Maybe while these Hellions go in, something will happen. But more importantly, we have the Stalkers walking up to this third base here. One tank in position.
That just instantly blinks on top, but the C-Tank's in the top position. Really nice trap set there. The Hellions picking out 5 more workers, but Zoun can just continuously reinforce this position. The Liberator actually going to come home to start defending. Vikings need to take out that War Prism. I think that is his biggest target right now, because he can just continuously bring in the reinforcements and whittle down this over and over and over again.
Yeah, I think the real heroes of this fight for SpeCial are the 3 siege tanks that were on the high ground. You know, you unsieged a couple of them and moved them down, but these 3 tanks, anytime Zoun tried to blink forward to pick off, you know, the tanks that were walking down, these 3 were just wailing on them. Definitely good for SpeCial. And if we look at the supply right now, you know, SpeCial's up quite a bit. Another Hellion run by heading up to the top left here. This is quite a few Hellions. Some Warpins coming in, but these are Blue Flame Hellions, and they are going to start picking off a lot of workers. 7 already going down. 9, and with the Blinking Stalkers actually gonna stop the mayhem, only 11 going down, but 11 is still a pretty big number of workers to lose at this point.
Forcing Zoun to really make them as quick as possible. And on the 5 bases, that's a little bit easy, but you know, overall, that's too. That's not going toward Stalkers. Down right now. He's gonna come in here once again. 10 workers. Oh, it's that Liberator actually coming in here, taking out so many workers.
Yeah, doing quite a bit of work there. We'll have to see what Zoun tries to do to recover. Ooh, mine spotting, and this is, we talked about this the other game, just kind of spreading those mines out as like kind of, you know, spotter units almost, right? Just to see where stuff's coming. The objective isn't necessarily to kill anything, although it is nice they do pick off a stalker here and there. Great repair by SpeCial, keeping that command center alive. And not losing too many units.
Luckily, it wasn't a planetary fort. It just barely got the time to lift off there. SpeCial starting to run low on a certain amounts of. Really needs this base to go up. Actually, getting a shot off with that Widow Mine onto the War Prism, that's gonna lose effective. The farther forward you place it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Zoun, he's still expanding exponentially here, and haven't defending these different expansion locations. Oh no, the wall is not complete.
Ooh, Zelt's getting in. They are going to pick off 1 tank before running away. And these Vikings picking off that Prism, as you mentioned earlier, it was pretty low on health. It is going to force Zoun to spend more of that robo time building another Prism. And I really like how Zoun is staying on top of his upgrades, right? He already has 3-1 at this point, getting, you know, +2 armor as well as +1 shields here, just kind of taking the advantage in that upgrade front of the game. that Protosses always like to have.
And going down, revealing that this location is active and might. Just trying to get a little bit of a feel for where this game is. And now he's still sending the Hellion run bys. These are a little bit expensive, but obviously when you're playing mech, it's all about that gas,
All right, so these Blink Stalkers coming forward. Oh, they do pick that off before the SCVs get a chance to repair. But this army's going to have to kind of retreat here. There's a lot of Cyclones with Magfield Accelerator on them, and the Hellions to pick off the Zealots. But up in the top, 15 workers have fallen to that Hellion run by. And you mentioned 300 minerals there from
that was worth.
the Hellions, but that is very, very worth. I mean, if my math is right, was it 50 minerals per worker, 15 of them, that's 750 minerals. So definitely paying for itself with plenty of dividends. And sending another 3-pack up here. Now this 3-pack will get spotted by Zoun's Warp Prism. It should be able to see it. And these Hellions actually move commanding. Okay, they are going to turn around. Oh, but again, not going to pick off that Prism. Deciding to spare its life. How generous.
Is a merciful Dorito.
Yeah.
Yeah, SpeCial's really on kind of the back foot here as he needs to defend these locations. But once again, Zoun just going to be pushing in here with a massive amount of Archons. And they're starting to get whittled down here. The Cyclones really starting to do the work that they were there to do. But with all the siege tanks going down, more workers passing out from the Archon shock cannons, I think that losing this army is going to be the end of the coffer here for SpeCial.
Yeah, I mean, he's got some boys here in the fight as well. These Blink Stalkers doing a great job, but again, we've got 3 tanks here in the back, so Zoun has to be very careful where he fights. If you can get the Zealots down there on top of the tanks, I mean, there's no mines, it'll be good. But there is a PF there. But that is not going to be enough. SpeCial tapping out. Zoun doing an amazing job of just denying bases over and over from, Zoun denying all of SpeCial's bases. So very well done by our Protoss player.
And that does mean is up to match point.
Mm-hmm. Now, SpeCial does get to choose our next map, and SpeCial can choose from any map in the pool. We've played through each of the maps thus far. So SpeCial figuring out where he wants to take this.
Really up to him. Yeah, Zoun. He only needs 4. Versus SpeCial. 1 more might not be enough for him.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard to do. I mean, both these players, amazing players. SpeCial, we mentioned earlier, GSL, round of 16. Zoun, also an incredible player, up and coming in the Korean scene. So I think it's very exciting that we get to cast these 2 titans going head to head. All right, SpeCial going to choose Eternal. Now, that's an interesting choice, I think, because SpeCial lost on Eternal earlier. That was the game that he did the proxy fusion core battle cruiser thing. So I'm wondering if maybe he's going to try that again, or maybe he's like, okay, that didn't work on that map, but I know something else. I'll play a little more standard, or I'll do something completely different to pick up that map.
And don't forget, guys, this series has been a long one, but it has been really fun so far. So make sure you're checking out that Matcherino page. I believe there's still some codes left. And those codes are really awesome. They add 50 cents to the prize pool. And with that, go Eternal Empire as game number 8.
Yeah. I do think that was a really cool battle cruiser opening. So I hope that Special does it again and we get to see it work the way that Special intended. But let's go ahead and introduce our players. Do you want to kick it off here?
Gentlemen, here spawning in bottom position on match point is Alpha X's down. That dragon.
And in the top right, representing Cosmos Esports, it is the Red Terran trying to catch up in the series and take it to match point of his own. We have SpeCial.
I love this. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what I was going to talk about. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say the same thing. I love this positioning because the thing is, Zoun has been late on his scouting SpeCial's base because of worrying about the proxies. So this is like the biggest reverse mind game proxy location that you can get.
Yeah, so Zoun's going to like show up here, see that there's no barracks. He's like, oh, okay, I got to do even more scouting. Maybe it was at my third. He didn't quite tuck all the way into the corners of his natural. Okay, another probe is getting ready to drop the Nexus. Okay, yeah. So I think he can confirm it's nowhere in the natural, but he's going to walk up here and say, okay, is it in my third? Where is it?
Yeah, and he's
Clicks
not
on
really,
it.
Yeah, there we go. He's actually going to get that safety zealot just in case, and that's really what you don't see the racks, just because it forces your opponent to really kind of focus fire his units a little bit more, focus a little bit harder on that engagement. But then you just come in here and you get a probe for free. And now Zoun is scratching his head saying, oh, I'm the... He's not a fool, by the way, guys. Just saying. We love Zoun. Nice guy.
A great series by both of these players. I'm checking out chat. Looks like there's some banter here between some players talking about Juan, our birthday boy, Mr. SpeCial himself.
Yeah, you know, it's great of him to actually play on his birthday, you know. Gets a little bit of birthday money for this. Even if he doesn't win, he still gets enough for, you know, a late birthday meal.
Yeah.
Are they opening here right now, do you think?
I have no idea. I'm pretty sure that at least from what I've seen in the GSL, there's still no spectators allowed, but they're allowing the players to play in the studio and casters to be in the studio. So okay. I don't know exactly what the situation is, but all right. So this Reaper does get in, does see the Robo. So I mean, SpeCial is aware. Okay, this is not going to be starport play.
Pretty good damage so far as well. This Reaper hanging out a lot of kills. The Hellion actually still in position to run in as soon as possible, but and now his buddy gets killed on the high ground, so he might just back off with that for the time being and wait for that third base to get a juicy kickoff.
I really like that SpeCial's leaving this Hellion here, though, right? So that he knows, okay, if Zoun comes over here to try to do a really fast Nexus, you know, third Nexus, I can kind of deny that probe. Plus, he can continue to poke over here and scout, right? And he sees this Robo Bay, he sees the Warp Prism, so really great information here for SpeCial at the cost of a thing, and actually pulling the attention away while the mine drop happens. You know, he gets 2 workers. But if the Hellion had been, you know, if Zoun hadn't been 100% on top of it, that Hellion distraction might have allowed SpeCial to get even more damage. Observer gonna fly in, see the Marines and the tanks, and kind of move around to the backside where the mineral patch or backside of the mineral patches at the natural. The third base coming down for SpeCial. He's not doing it on location, which I think is smart, right? He saw Prism. He might be thinking, okay, there might be a push coming. Prism, usually you don't make that unit unless you're planning on being a little more aggressive or doing some harass or something. So he's just going to choose to make that command center inside of his base and then float it down a little bit later.
Up. Yeah, pretty powerful. Especially with that Raven. The Raven just able to shut down losses very quick. Actually, behind all of this, we are going to see the double Stargate transition here as we're going to see the War Prism drops that we saw on Purity and Industry.
Yeah, I really like that. He's bringing the Prism over here with the Colossus to do that drop, but he didn't go into that like crazy mass target. So I like that Zoun is mixing it up this game. Now this Prism, is going to get spotted here. The Viking going to chase it away. And we do have a medevac floating in to the natural base. We've got a couple of adepts here. Okay. Yeah, and they are going to immediately. Okay. Beautiful hit there.
That was disgusting. All the Protoss players across the world felt that one.
That hurt my soul a little bit. I, in fact, inhaled a little bit of my own spit as I was gasping at the death of all of those probes. Not typically what's supposed to happen. Great focusing of that mine shot by SpeCial, so that it didn't hit one of the probes that was kind of wandering. It just went for the mineral line. There's not a lot.
Look at that. It's a tickle cannon, essentially, there. Trying to kill that off. These guys have just been getting perfect amounts of damage for SpeCial. It's fantastic, and at home. And, behind all of that SpeCial, he's just been gearing up. He's not really trying to attack, not really be aggressive. Just focusing on getting that army supply and a massive amount.
Okay, well, that medevac is finally picked off. It tries to get a little bit too aggressive here. Some stalkers able to get underneath it and focus it down. Not great, but I think it definitely did its job. And speaking of job, SpeCial has a job for all of these units. These Marines, Marauders, and 4 siege tanks are going to march across the map. The Zealot on the tower does see it coming. We've got a lot of Phoenix flying out here. So I think what Zoun needs to try to do is like kind of kite this army back, right? Slow it down, keep it from sieging up immediately. Ooh, the Phoenix picking off the Raven. That's actually pretty big. You mentioned earlier the disruption, the missile being able to shut down the Colossus. We got some nice lifts here. Stim Marines going to take down some of these Phoenix to allow those tanks to fall back to the ground and start shooting once again. Great control by both players. You're kind of poking and pulling.
Yeah, he's got a pretty decent position here on the ramp. Not that many Marines left, and you really have to be careful with them. The Phoenix actually getting picked off pretty quickly here. Nice focus fire, meaning that those sea tanks can rain hellfire on these Colossus. And guess what, guys? All your wishes have been answered. We are going to game number 9. About this many. I can't count. I can't do math on stream. It's kind of a caster thing. Do math on stream, it's just bad.
It's, you say one thing wrong and chat is all over you. So this is going to be the ace match, the final match. Both players 4-4. And map choices on over to Zoun. So we'll have to see. Okay, it's going to be Nightshade. So Zoun choosing to go with the map that he started the series off on. He won game 1 on this map, and he's going to try to take it home on this map as well. Nice little circle of life thing.
Got guys in the right spot here.
Yeah.
We don't want to see Mage and
Mage versus Zoun.
yeah, just the ace match. Yeah, you two have been chosen to play instead.
All right. Looks like both players are ready, and we're hopping in to this final match.
Gonna be fantastic gameplay, and it's gonna be on Nightshade, Nightshade,
Mhm.
big map. So we'll have to see if they're gonna make those big plays.
Yep. Okay. So here it is for all of the marbles. Our last game. Spawning in the top left-hand side of Nightshade and representing Cosmos Esports, it is your red Terran player. It is SpeCial.
To close out a little birthday surprise for himself against this guy, the blue Rotas, trying to close it out himself. It is Alpha Exit down. Oh my gosh, this is about as aggressive as you can be for SpeCial, trying to close things out.
Oh man, I think this is a really bold choice, right? Choosing to kind of just proxy right in the natural base in the last game of the series. SpeCial very confident.
You know what the funniest thing is? I think this is the first time that Zoun hasn't scouted his natural.
Okay, but he sees it now. Ooh, this is not good for SpeCial.
Yeah, he just needs this to complete. He needs to keep that SCV alive. So far, it's not looking too good for him. If that does not complete, this might just be it right about now. And that guy does not complete. A bit anticlimactic there, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think we're hoping for a little bit more out of that game, but unfortunately, the scout did come down and find it. But well played, I think. Overall, very long series, so I do not blame either player for trying to make the last game pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, these guys must be exhausted here. SpeCial already streamed for quite a bit of time, so you know the just wants to go out. He wants to go have some fun, drink some soju with some friends, all
Right?
that good stuff. But anyway, guys, this definitely does mean that that's it for us here in the studio. I've been Pastor. You can find me down below. That's my Twitter. That's my Twitch. That's my pretty much everything except that weird fan fiction site. That is not me. I do not condone it. And with me has been F equals MA. Einstein figured him out, or Isaac Newton figured him out. And where can we find you?
Yeah, just Twitch. It's ITS F equals MA. Catch me there, or on this stream. Doing some casting for Alpha X. Big shout out to all of the people involved with this. Thank you, Sushi, and everybody who helped organize putting this together. Huge thanks to Cosmos Esports for helping sponsor this this event, and thank you to the players as well. I think we're pretty much done. Oh yeah, one other thank you, of course, to our sponsors. We talked about G Fuel earlier. Definitely want to thank them. And if anybody else wants to head on over to that match Reno, get in there. Last second, go ahead and plug in that coupon code. Get the extra 50 cents in there for the players. And then yeah, we can go ahead. I guess it looks like
Yeah,
SpeCial.
also a big shout out. One more big shout out, guys, to Ocam. Ocam is the head of Cosmos Esports, and he helped put all this together. He did a really nice thing for SpeCial. He took care of stuff for him, and they paid it back with some amazing games today. So thank you, Ocam, and your entire team. Wish you guys nothing but the best. But I've been Passer. He's been Math, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. And we will see you at the next big event.
Yeah. Have a great rest of your night, everyone.